What's good, guys? It's Austin here, or Luna. So today's story time, in my opinion, is a pretty crazy one. It involves the SWAT team. Now you're probably like, Austin, did you get swatted again, buddy? Did the SWAT team come and break down your door? Well, not necessarily. In my opinion, this was kind of scarier than when I got swatted. Well, maybe not scarier, but definitely on the same level of scary, if that makes sense. So let's just jump right into today's story time. Leave a like on the video if you enjoy it, and let's jump right into it. So today's story time takes place when I was 12 years old. Yes, 12 years old. Very young Luna. Now at this point, I was doing YouTube, but it was not on this channel. It was on my old channel still, and I had like no subscribers. So, not really a YouTuber yet at that point. And I was just kind of doing my thing. I was a young kid, and all I did back then was play a shit ton of Call of Duty and eat junk food and hang out with my friends as much as possible. Life was very simple back then. And this all started off as a simple day as 12-year-old Luna. I woke up, got up out of bed. My best friend at the time, let's just call his friend Dylan, called my house. And I answer the phone. I'm like, hello? And he's like, hey, Austin. I was like, what's up, Dylan? How you doing? He's like, good. You want to come sleep over today? And I was like, yeah, for sure. Now, it was a Saturday morning, and I was stoked. I still had the weekend going. I didn't have school yet. So I was having a good day. So I go. I asked my mom if I could stay at Dylan's house for the night. And she's like, yeah, of course. When do you want to go over there? I was like, maybe in like an hour. And she's like, okay, cool. So I go, I get all my things packed, I shower, I get ready for going to my friend's house, and then fast forward an hour later, I go to Dylan's house, and I show up, and the cool thing about Dylan's house is he was an only child, and his dad was the only one that lived there, and his dad was always out for work or whatever, so me and Dylan would just kind of kick it at his house, and we could do pretty much whatever we wanted, we could be as loud as we wanted, and it was always a fun time. But the thing about Dylan's dad is he never told me what he did. Like, Dylan's dad would never be specific about what he did for a job, and Dylan would never tell me. And, I didn't really care. I was like, all right, whatever. Even if his dad's doing some illegal shit, like, it's none of my business. I'm not going to bother prying for answers because I'm a 12-year-old and it doesn't concern me. Now, looking back at it, having that mindset probably wasn't the best idea. I probably should have asked a couple more questions and got more knowledge on the situation because it could have saved me from this entire story time happening. But anyway, I got to Dylan's house. It all started off as a normal hanging out session with him, just playing Call of Duty. And I asked him, I'm like, yo, when's your dad going to be home? He's like, oh, he's not going to be home till tomorrow morning, probably like 6 a.m. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, he's good with me being here? He's like, yeah, I texted him. He said it's fine. I was like, all right, cool. Now, it was about 2:30 p.m., okay? It was like mid-afternoon, just normal day as usual. And then Dylan hands me the controller to his Xbox, and he's like, yo, take over for a little bit. I'll be right back. I'm going to go make some food. You want anything? I was like, no, I'm good, man. Thank you. He's like, all right, let me know if you change your mind. And Dylan walks away into the kitchen. Now, he's in there doing whatever he's doing, working on food, and I'm playing some COD, just enjoying my afternoon, my nice, sunny Saturday afternoon, right? And then all of a sudden, like 5 minutes later, after Dylan goes in the kitchen, he runs back into the living room and, like, stops. And he doesn't even come to a full stop. He, like, slides because he's wearing socks on his wood floor. And he almost slides into the TV because he was running so fast. And he's like, yo, Austin, turn that Xbox off. We gotta go. We gotta go right now. I was like, what's going on? Are you okay? He's like, no, we gotta go. We gotta go right now. Like, right fucking now. And he turns the Xbox off, grabs the controller out of my hand, and pulls me off the couch by my shirt. I'm like, dude, relax. What's going on? He's like, come on. There's no fucking time for talking. And he runs all the way to the front door with me. And he looks out the front door. He goes, fuck, we can't go out this way. Come on. And then he makes me run with him all the way to the bathroom. And he opens up this tiny bathroom window and starts crawling out of it. And I'm like, Dylan, what's going on, dude? Like, what's happening? He's like, Austin, man, I promise I will explain it when we're out of here. We got to go right now, though. And the way he was acting was terrifying me. I thought there was like someone at the front door to fucking like kidnap us or something. So I jump out this window with him. He crawled out first, I crawled out after, and then jumped down. And we both start running as fast as we can all the way through this neighbor's yard. We then ran through another neighbor's yard, and then we crossed the street. And we just basically cut through yards until we were pretty far away. And after we got pretty far away, I'm like catching my breath, and I'm like, Dylan, what the fuck was that? He's like, dude, follow me. And we slowly go back towards his house, but this time we're across the street, pretty far away, in a neighbor's yard. And I can see from across the street just a shit ton of SWAT team members and police officers on his front porch, like taking cover, and one of them's yelling something. And then the next thing I know, he kicks in Dylan's front door, and they all just storm in there. And I'm like, Dylan, what the fuck is happening over there? He's like, listen, dude, my dad, he sells weed. Now, I say that now, and you're probably thinking, like, Austin, he was just a weed dealer and the SWAT team was raiding him like that. Well, when I was 12 years old, living in the state of New York, marijuana was treated a little bit differently, especially large quantities of it, like, Dylan's dad must have had. Since then, a lot of time has gone by and things have changed in the legal system. But yeah, they stormed Dylan's house because Dylan's dad was a weed dealer. So after he tells me this, I'm like, dude, why didn't you just tell me this before? He's like, I don't know, I didn't want you to stop being my friend over it. I was like, homie, I don't care about what your dad's doing. I just would have liked to known that the SWAT team was about to bust down your door because I thought we were about to get kidnapped or some shit. He's like, nah, man, but we had to get out of there. Like, I didn't want to be there for that. And I'm like, wait a minute, how'd you know they were coming? He's like, dude, I was in the kitchen making cereal, and I looked out the window because I heard something, and I saw them all coming down my street. And I was like, fuck, man, like, good ear, I guess. He's like, yeah. I was like, so what do we do? He's like, just give me a minute. And he opens his phone and he calls his dad and proceeds to tell his dad that their house is being raided and he doesn't know what to do. So his dad goes, okay, hold on, wait right there. And his dad comes home 5 minutes later. I don't know where he was. He must have been staying with a friend or something. He was 5 minutes away. He came back 5 minutes later, walked in the house while they were in there raiding it, and they walked him out in handcuffs like 2 minutes later. He basically just went in there and got arrested and told them where everything was, just so that the situation could be over quicker, so that Dylan and me could go back home. But sadly, it wasn't that simple. Since Dylan's dad got arrested, we couldn't be there without a parent or guardian there, so Dylan and me had to go to his aunt's house and stay with her for the rest of the night. But yeah, the rest of that night, Dylan was just like super depressed and sad, and I don't blame him. I mean, his dad just got arrested, and it was just a sad night. So a few days went by after that, and I didn't really hear anything, and then Dylan called me on like Tuesday and was like, yo, dude, my dad's out on bail. I'm like, shit, really? He's like, yeah. I was like, that's awesome, man. Like, I'm glad to hear that. And fast forward a long time later, his dad had to pay a bunch of fines and shit, but he didn't get a bunch of serious jail time like I thought he might have. So that's really good that Dylan's dad was all good. And luckily for Dylan's dad, like a month after this happened, he got a job with his friend at a construction site. He started making pretty good money off that, and it was completely legal, so that was good. Didn't have to worry about getting arrested anymore. But yeah, needless to say, that was a insane, crazy time, and it was just wild. Funniest part about this story time is it's not the only time one of my friends' dads got arrested for selling weed. I had two friends, and both of their dads sold weed at some point, and they both got arrested. And I think I've told a story about the other one before. Maybe I haven't. Maybe that one's next. We'll see. But yeah, this was definitely the crazier one, so I had to share this one with you guys. I hope you enjoyed this story time. If you did, please leave a like on the video. I would really appreciate it. And feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below. And yeah, if you're new here, feel free to subscribe. I upload almost every day. I try. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you guys all in the next video. Have a good day. Peace out. They leave me out for the dead, and now they know they're fucked. All my texts are unread.